Good morning, Stampers. It's Donna Gray here, again, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Just thought I'd bring you another new exciting video on our new products. It's such an exciting time for us with Stampin' Up at the moment, with our new catalogue being launched on the 1st of June. And it's our new annual catalogue. Lots and lots of new and exciting stamps and products, and also lots and lots of great products that are probably our favourites that have carried on in the old catalogue through to the new catalogue. So what I thought I'd do today is I want to use two of the stamp sets out of the new catalogue, and I'm just going to show you a technique that's called a resist technique today with this card, and as you'll see as the video goes through, you'll see what I'm talking about. So the stamp sets that I'll be using today are out of our new annual catalogue. The first stamp set is the Special Celebrations. This is a brand new stamp set. Lots and lots of phrases, covers lots and lots of celebrations, baby, wedding, absolutely brilliant stamp set. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. So out of this stamp set, it's on page 23 in our annual catalogue. And I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday out of this stamp set, and I'm also going to be using Hope Your Day Brings Just What It Should, Happiness, Health and Everything Good. And I'm also going to use this stamp set, which is an absolute favourite of mine. It was one of the first stamp sets I got when I joined Stampin' Up last year. It's called Flourishing Phrases. It's a 2-set stamp set. We're going to be using this beautiful flourish to do our resistance technique today. Okay, so I thought what I would do is actually use some of the new in colours for the cardstock. So going to still be using Whisper White as our base. Now all I've done for our base is I've actually cut a sheet of our A4 Whisper White in half and then folded it in half. Okay, so fairly basic to get the sizing for that. Now the sizes of these pieces, what have we got here? Okay, so on the front of our card, we're actually going to be using our colours like so, that, and like that. Kylie Bertucci did a card like this, and I've actually received similar cards in card swaps and things, and I just thought, what a great way to bring an old stamp set together with a new stamp set. So we're going to do a resistance emboss in the insert here, and then these pieces, the sizing of them is our Berry Burst, which is this new in colour here. We have a piece 4 1/8 of an inch and 1 3/4 of an inch, and we also have a piece 4 1/8 of an inch and 1 1/16 of an inch. And in our Fresh Fig, which is another one of our new in colours, we have a piece 4 1/8 of an inch by 2 inches, and this piece is 4 1/8 of an inch by 1 inch. Then for the inside, we've got 2 layers for our insert, which as you can see, I've done just a very small, minute border. So instead of doing the normal 1/8 of an inch size reduction to get your top layer for a border, I've actually done 1/16 of an inch difference in the sizing. Okay, so the Fresh Fig piece is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and our Whisper White piece is 3 5/8 by 5 1/2. Okay, so to do the resist technique, which we need our base that we're going to start off with, we need our Versamark ink pad, we need our lovely Flourish stamp, we need our embossing buddy. If you haven't used an embossing buddy, it's a definite must. Takes all the oil off our cardstock to make sure that we have no marks that our embossing powder will stick to that we don't want it to. Okay, so it will only stick to our stamped image. Now when you have a big stamp like this one, my recommendations is to turn your ink pad over and actually stamp on top of your stamp rather than trying to stamp down with your big stamp on top of your ink pad. Okay, this way you can actually definitely see that you've got the ink on the ink pad where you want it to be, and make sure that you get it inked up properly. I'll just put a scrap bit of paper underneath here. Okay, so we're actually going to have the flourish coming across the center here, so I'm going to turn it sideways and come through here like that. Now Versamark is quite sticky, so as you can, my Versamark is a little bit dirty at the moment, but once we put the white embossing powder over the top, it will be fine. So ink up our image again, at least you can see where I'm stamping. Okay, and we'll just stamp off like that. Okay, and that's all we do with our Versamark. And now with our white embossing powder on our scrap piece of paper, we're going to apply our embossing powder over our stamped image. Now if you haven't done heat embossing, honestly, you haven't lived as far as crafting is concerned. It is fabulous, an excellent technique. You can use heat embossing with any of your stamps, no matter what stamp that you have. You can emboss any stamped image that you have using your Versamark and your embossing powder. And a heat tool, of course. I will list all the items that you need to be able to make this project in the description box down below the video. Now excuse this noise, it will be quite noisy because I've got to use my heat gun, but I actually want you to see how the white transforms on the video. Takes a while for the heat gun to heat up, but once it heats up you'll be able to see the image actually change. And what actually happens is when you heat the image, you can see it starting to change there now. It goes white and creamy and bubbly, and you keep heating until it goes lovely and smooth. Once it goes lovely and smooth, you've definitely embossed it long enough. But you make sure that your image goes really nice and beautiful and smooth and creamy. Okay, I'll just do that off camera now. Okay. Now, that's our image all nicely embossed. And now is where we're going to bring in our sponge and our ink pads. Now, the ink pads that I'll be using in this video today is Fresh Fig, which is one of our new in colours. Powdered Pink, which is another one of our new in colours. And another new one, and it's so new I haven't even opened it yet. It's called Berry Burst, which is quite similar to our Melon Mambo in that it's a beautiful fresh pink colour. Okay, so with our sponge dauber now, what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the lightest one first, which that's our Powdered Pink. Daub off and sponge just over the top. Okay. Now, we're going to come in with our Berry Burst, and let me tell you, this one will be quite obvious, so when you come through with it. Lovely pink shades. Okay. And then we're going to come through with our Fresh Fig. And it's going to be dark again, so make sure you daub off again. Okay, and don't be scared to go back over your colours and blend your colours together, because that's fine. Okay, that looks quite nice. I'll just pop the lids on my ink pads again. Okay. So now is where you need a paper towel. I'll just go and grab a paper towel. Okay, back with my paper towel. And now what we do is we wipe over the top of our image with our paper towel to wipe off the excess ink that we have, okay, on our white embossing powder. Okay. And as you can see, creates a lovely image. Okay, so now with our other pieces for the front, what we're going to do is we're going to line them up like so, like that, and like that. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp the happy birthday, and I'm going to emboss that on our berry burst piece of cardstock. So I'm going to do that with white embossing powder as well. Okay, so I need my happy birthday stamp. And I need my embossing buddy again over the top of our berry burst piece with our embossing buddy. Our Versamark ink pad. Ink up our stamp. Okay, and I actually want to just pop this just down towards the side. Just there. Okay. Lid on our Versamark. Okay, bring in my scrap bit of paper again. And sprinkle the white embossing powder over. Okay, now see how I've actually got the edge of my stamp. Hang on, I just pop that out of the way. Back into there. Okay, the edge of our stamp has popped a little bit of Versamark on there. Feel free, just with, some people use just a little fine paintbrush. As you can see, I've just been able to scratch that off with my fingernail. Okay, because if you leave that on there, it will actually emboss as well. Sorry, heat gun again. You can watch this turn. You actually probably can see it a lot better on the Berry Burst cardstock. There it goes, nice and white and going lovely and creamy. Don't be scared to get into embossing. It's a great fun way of making your stamps come alive as far as I'm concerned. I absolutely love the embossing technique. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to stick our layers together. So I'm actually going to use Tombo for this so that we have a little bit of wiggle room. As you know, wiggle room is wonderful when you're trying to put layers together, because sometimes it's very hard to get it right in the right spot when you want to line it up. So at least with the wiggle room, we have a bit of room to play with. Okay, line up our edges, nice and neat. That piece glued down. We'll do the same with our Berry Burst and Fresh Fig piece for the top section. Okay. And line up our edges again, just like so. Okay, now we're going to pop them on the front of our card, like that. Okay, Tombo again. This is a fairly basic, easy card to do, but as you can see, it looks like it's taken us a very long time. And a bit of Tombo on this piece. If you're new to Stampin' Up and you haven't, you're new to card making, you haven't been making cards for very long, this is a quick, basic, easy way of making a card, but absolutely has a stunning effect the way it looks. So there you go, there's our front of our card completed. You can put some bling on the front if you like. Now we're going to bring in the front of our card we need to bring it into the inside of our card. I always decorate the insides of my cards. So what I'm actually going to do is with just the berry burst, I think, I'm going to ink up that lovely flourish that we have. As I said, big stamp, turn it over the other way so it's easier to ink up. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, because our card goes this way, I'm actually going to just put a flourish going up this side here. Like that. And then for our sentiment in the middle, that's lovely. For our sentiment in the middle, I'm going to use our fresh fig. And I'm going to ink up my stamp that says, hope your day brings just what it should. Happiness, health, and everything good. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up. Okay. And pop that just up in the middle of the card, like that. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to layer those 2 layers up to go inside our cards. So with Tombo again on the back of our Whisper White piece, a little bit of Tombo. Okay, and line up. As you can see, there's very little border here, but it's just enough to take that plain look off, and when you can see, it just frames it when we put it inside the card, which looks lovely. Okay, a bit of Tombo on the back of there. Okay, line that up. And once again, we have the wiggle room. Again, wiggle it into place right where we want it. I'm happy with that. Like so. Okay. And there you have it. Pretty simple, easy card. You can put some nice little diamantes on the little round bits on the flourish and inside just to finish it off. And don't forget to pop your stamp on the back to say that it's been handmade by Stampin' Up. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. As you can see, that is such an easy, quick, beautiful card to make for somebody. You don't have to be a experienced stamper or card maker to make beautiful cards, handmade cards. As you can see, that came together quite quickly and quite easily. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales. If you're thinking about joining Stampin' Up, I just wanted to say to people that it's not a daunting company to join up with. With Stampin' Up, when you join up, you pay $169 to join up. You get $235 worth of products. So if you were actually going to order $235 worth of products, you may as well join up. There is minimum requirements that every 3 months you have to spend probably about $450. Honestly, and that's $120 per month easily. Sorry, every quarter you have to spend that. So $130 easily. If you get some people, friends that want to buy some products and they buy off you, that goes to you buying your minimum requirements. But if you don't make those minimum requirements, there is no contract, there is no fee that you would have to pay. You just lose your 20% discount as a demonstrator that you get. So when you start up as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you get the benefits of 20% off discount. You get training. They send you weekly emails telling you everything that's up to date and what's going on. So honestly, ladies, if you are a crafter out there, I would love to earn your business. If you wanted to join my team and be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, a hobby demonstrator, honestly, there is very little to do. You just jump onto my online store, which I have the link below. Jump onto my online store and click on the tab that says join, and very easily done. Anyway, if you have any questions or you would like to talk to me about becoming a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or purchasing any of the products that I've used in this card today, feel free to email me, message me. I will be happy to get back to you and tell you anything you need to know. So please find in the information box below the link to my blog, the link to my online store and my Facebook page and my email address. So feel free to contact me. I would love for you to join my Stampin' Up! Team. Okay, so until the next time, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and happy crafting, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks very much from Stamping with DonnaG.